Lads, welcome back to the Kosi Arsenal podcast. My name is Kosi. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is your latest Arsenal news and transfer news as well. Has Fabio Vieira been called back from FC Porto? We're going to find out in this video. And should we call Fabio Vieira back from his loan at FC Porto with the crisis going on? Saka is injured. We have a few, I think, unconnecting passes in the final third. Do we need to bring back Fabio Vieira? Let me know in the comment box below. And of course, I'm going to give you my opinion as well. What about Kinsely Koman? What has Arsenal done with Kinsely Koman? Is he going to be the quick fix in January that Arsenal can use without Bukayo Saka? Of course, Bukayo Saka is going to be out for more than 2 months, according to Mikel Arteta. It doesn't look very, very good. So, Kinsely Koman, is he the man? Arsenal wanted him in the summer. A couple of clubs wanted him in the summer, including PSG. But, a deal didn't happen. Obviously, it was a crazy, crazy summer with the Euros going on. A lot of money was not being spent because of FFP things and things like that. But now, come January, the name is back, and that is Kinsely Koman. So we'll talk about Kinsely Koman. We'll talk about Fabio Vieira in this video. And of course, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Let's start off with Fabio Vieira. So a couple of stories have been making rounds on the internet that Fabio Vieira has been recalled by Arsenal from his loan spell at FC Porto. He's been, I wouldn't say it is largely successful there. I can't say that it's a loan spell that is really, really yielding a lot of good results. But, a private jet landed in London and it was traced from Portugal. It was traced to have come from Portugal. And a few people were saying that could be Fabio Vieira coming into Arsenal, and that could be Fabio Vieira, having been recalled from loan. Now, according to the FC Porto manager, there is no recall. There is nothing like recall. The loan spell of the player has not been cancelled by Arsenal, and it will continue to go on. So that is confirmed. Fabio Vieira has not been recalled by Arsenal yet. At least it's not yet January. It's not yet the end of the transfer window. But his loan spell has not been cancelled or suspended by Arsenal at the moment. Now, there's a question there. Should Arsenal call him back? I mean, we've got to talk about it. By the way, thank goodness that these stories are making rounds. I didn't think about recalling some of our players that are on loan back into the team. Of course, there are not so many you could bring back. It's Fabio Vieira, in my opinion, I presume. If maybe Emil Smith-Rowe had gone on loan, maybe you could consider calling him back. Those are the two players I wish I could have one of them or both of them in the team right now. So our biggest problem in the team is a lack of creativity, and a lack of creativity that is really mind-boggling. A lack of creativity that we all should say, listen, this shouldn't happen. This shouldn't be happening. We created a lot of chances during the back end of last campaign. What is going on, right? And of all the players we sold, Nuno Tavares was not creating chances for Arsenal, and so was Lokonga, who was out on loan with Luton, and so was Emil Smith-Rowe, and so was Fabio Vieira. So it means that the same core that we had last season is the same core that we have this season. Why is our chance creation becoming difficult? Why are we having problems with creativity? Personally, I think there is an over-reliance on Martin Odegaard. And I've said that before. There is an over-reliance on the right-hand side of this team. That is Odegaard, Ben White, and Saka. And one day, you are always going to have one of those players injured, or two of them. Or if you're not even lucky, three of them could actually get injured at the same time, right? And where do you go from there? If Odegaard got injured right now, where does this team turn to? To whom do we turn to? So for me, Fabio Vieira, it's a real topic to be discussed. Should he come back? Should we bring Fabio Vieira back from loan, right? He can play in that left midfield position. He can play in that right midfield position where there is Odegaard. He can play in that 10 position, and he can also play where Saka has been playing, right? Now, Ethan Nwaneri, I appreciate. Talent, real talent, gem. One of the best talents in Europe right now. But at 17, unless you are Messi, I don't remember any other 17-year-old, not even Ada Goulet, not even Martin Odegaard. I don't remember another 17-year-old that is going to cause impact in Premier League games, in European games. I last saw Messi. So if you're telling me that Ethan Nwaneri is going to be the deputy for Saka and then the deputy for Odegaard, that is already too much for a 17-year-old, and we don't want to repeat what we have done with Saka, overplaying him, putting a lot of responsibilities on his head, and then eventually he crumbles and he crashes. So, should Fabio Vieira come back? Definitive answer from Kosi, yes. Yes, let him come back, because after all, I don't think that he's not a major starter for FC Porto. I don't think this loan deal has gone down the way we thought it would. I mean, he went back to FC Porto because they understand him, they love him, and they nurtured him. So he thought, maybe if I go back to Porto, I would get myself to start almost each and every game. That is not happening. So if he's sitting on the bench for FC Porto, and we are paying him, why doesn't he come and sit on the bench for Arsenal, or even deputize for Saka or Martin Odegaard right now? Because Odegaard is in bad form and Saka is out for 2 months, right? Because you look at this Arsenal team, how many substitutes, genuinely, right? Genuinely, how many substitutes can you say we have? Like how many right now? If Jesus is on the pitch, and Martinelli and Trossard are on the pitch, right? And Partey, Rice, Odegaard are on the pitch. You have Merino on the bench. You have Nwaneri on the bench. Who else? Who else is there? Like Sterling, right? Sterling. So I'm thinking it is high time we called Fabio Vieira back and utilize him. This is like, the loan spell wasn't a bad idea, but this is why we signed him. For a crisis like this, it has happened. If we can bring him back, let's bring him back. So Arsenal are saying that Kinsely Koman has been identified. This is according to SR Collins. Arsenal have identified Kingsley Koman as one of the players that we could sign this January to replace Bukayo Saka. Now, Kingsley Koman's story is not new. It has been there right from the summer. Right from the summer, Arsenal have been interested in Kingsley Koman. And at some point in time in the summer, towards the end, I thought Arsenal could do a loan deal for Kingsley Koman. How good would that be? That would have been like really, really good. But of course, it didn't happen. What ended up happening was that Arsenal eventually got Raheem Sterling, which was a panic buy. I think we just never wanted to leave a window without an attacker. And it explains Arsenal's summer signings have had 13 starts between them. Like they have started 13 games between them, and they're 3, right? And the team is in a crisis. This is when you would think defensive crisis. We brought in Calafiori, let him come in and deputize or give us that kind of solid core. Mikel Merino, midfield crisis. We signed Merino, but they have all been, out. They have not been starting games. None of them, for me, has impressed me so far. Sterling, Calafiori, and Merino. Maybe Calafiori a little bit. So Kingsley Koman is a position that I would support Arsenal to go into. It's a very good position. It's a very, very good position. Like, it's the opposite of Raheem Sterling. Kingsley Koman is the real definition of a January signing. I don't even care if we want him on loan or if we want him on a permanent. Go and do it. I mean, we're talking about a guy that can come in and just raise the bar. Just raise the bar. You see the way Casemiro came in at Manchester United in the first season and just raised the bar. Champions League player, won a lot of things with Bayern. It's the same thing that Kingsley Koman would do just come in with that winning mentality. He knows this is a big team. He's played for a big team. He's played almost against all the big opponents that we will play in the Champions League and the Premier League. It's such value investing. But could it happen? Yes, it could happen, right? Because if you look at his position at Bayern, I think he's one of the parts of that machine that are being phased out. Kimmich is the other, Goretzka is the other. I think Manuel Neuer at some point in time, he will be phased out as well. The likes of Matthias de Ligt were phased out already. So I think Kinsely Koman needs a club that is going to rewrite his value, and I think Arsenal could be that club. But let me know, what do you think? What do you think about Fabio Vieira? What do you think about Kinsely Koman?